Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Lil Ron. Today we have a very special guest that's in the building, and we celebrate Breast Cancer Month. You know, October is like a real good month, and it also is a month where people basically that's been through breast cancer and all type of cancers. This is the month that they celebrate, and I wanted to actually have a special guest to come on to the show. Somebody I know personally, somebody that I know that's a good person, heart is good as gold, somebody that's been through a lot, and I wanted to bring on the show so we can talk and we can share her experiences and everything that she had to go through and everything she overcomes. But enough of me talking. The person that I'm bringing on is the one and only lovely Sophia. How you doing, Sophia?
Hey, cuz, how you doing?
Oh man, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the show, man. I've been dying to get this episode where we can actually sit down and chop it up and talk. So how are you feeling, number one?
Oh, blessed by the best and nothing less is a mantra that I live by.
That's what I'm talking about. So for the people that don't know you and don't know your story and what you actually been through, can you kind of like get them like a backstory, who you are, and go from there?
So, I'm a mom of two amazing children. My
Mm-hmm.
oldest is in college,
Mm-hmm.
my girl, Samaya, and then I have a son, Michael, and
Mm-hmm.
he's in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's what my life revolves around
Mm-hmm.
work and my kids.
Mm-hmm.
In 2015,
Mm-hmm.
well, prior to 2015, a lot of things had transpired, but basically, I look at all those things transpired to set me up for what was to come in 2015, which
Okay.
is being diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay.
It was stage 3B, which basically means that the cancer had traveled, which it had
Wow.
traveled from my breast to my lymph nodes under my arm.
Okay.
Um, Went through chemo, radiation, the whole works,
Oh, 9 yards.
surgery, everything you could think of.
Was
I
it was
went
it kind
through
of
it.
was it kind of scary?
It was. So when they told me that I had it, the first thing clearly I thought about was my kids.
Mm-hmm.
But then I called my sister to tell her, and then you would have swore I told her I was dying in 6 weeks. And I called my dad afterwards, and my dad read a poem to me actually called "Let Go and Let God." And
Mm-hmm.
once he read that to me, it was in that moment that I knew I literally had to let go and let God. And
Mm-hmm.
that's literally what I did. Because if I had not, then I wouldn't be sitting here with you.
Yes, yeah, you sure right. And a lot of people some people don't actually do the proper checks for cancer, especially like in the African American community, especially with men with colon cancer and stuff. They don't check their stuff. They feel like, man, I'm healthy, man. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good. Not knowing sometimes people can get those proper checks to actually catch it before it actually occur. And some people they don't do that.
Yeah, and the funny thing that you say that because as a woman, I was never a self breast checker at home, never. And for whatever reason, one day I felt something different,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I ended. And so I ended up going to work,
Okay.
and I had a real good friend of mine. I call her Lopez, Lois. We
Mm-hmm.
went in the restroom, and I'm like, "Hey sis,
Hold on. Pause for a second. Lois Pearson.
absolutely,
Hey, I'm not trying to be funny. A lot of people know this. You know, Lois Pearson used to live around the corner from me, and she had a crush on me. She used to try to give me them green apples on the school bus. I'll never forget that. So when you said Lois Pearson, I said, Lois. I said, I know Lois Pearson because I knew her grandmother, them. I know her mom. I know their family like very, very well. They know my family very well.
yes, yes. And we were in the restroom, and I said, "Sis, I need you to feel it." And she touched it and started crying. And that made me take it a little more serious.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I ended up, getting my appointment to get my mammogram. Um, and it's so crazy and mysterious how God works because I went that Monday for my appointment. And they were trying to get me in February. I went in January. They were trying to get
Mm-hmm.
me in February to do a biopsy.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a situation with Samaya going to start in February, and I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so the woman eventually came back. She said, "Can you be here Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
We don't normally do appointments on Wednesday, but we're going to schedule you in on Wednesday." That was
Wow.
another thing. They just kind of let me already know that God was in charge
That's right.
and that, I was going to come out at the end. And then, the victory was going to be his and mine.
Mm-hmm. So when you turn back around when they gave you the news and it broke it to you, did it put a shift in your life, made you look at stuff like totally different? What was like going through your mind when it actually happened? Like, hey, out of all the people in the world, why do I have breast cancer? I eat the right foods. I'm a good person. Um, I never treat anybody bad because I always known you to be a good. This woman is a good mother. Let me make y'all understand. This woman will go without to make sure her children have. I have never seen this woman do anything bad to no one, and I repeat, to no one. This is an excellent woman. She does a lot for a lot of people, and you've been you even been a aunt to people. You've been that best friend to people. You've been that ultimate daughter-in-law to watch everybody kids. So can't nobody never say anything bad about you. I personally actually know that myself. So you've been that cuz that always came around in the family. Maria loved you. Can't nobody never take that from that woman. She loved you.
I love me some Maria.
Yes, man. I miss those meals, man. The food that she cooked,
yes,
man.
yes,
I still think about that.
yes. But I'm gonna stop you though.
Mm-hmm.
When adversity comes your way,
Mm-hmm.
it's never God, why me? It's always God, why not me? And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I had to learn in that particular adversity. Because again, like I said, I had went through some things prior to that, and just one of the things that I went through, like I was at a point where it was like, God, I'm just taking me and my kids' life, because I couldn't believe I just let that particular situation happen
Mm-hmm.
in my child's life. And I just wanted to give up on everything. I couldn't leave them, and then I wasn't going to take them, and then I'm stuck here in jail. Like,
That's
so
correct.
I got into church, and then I know that was a setup for what was to come. But what it was is, it was, why not me? I was always told God never gives you more than what you can handle.
That's right.
And if he knows I can handle it, and if he gave it to me,
That's correct.
then how do I not trust him to bring me through what he gave me? Because if he didn't think that I could handle it, he'd have never gave me the situation. So that was what really helped me pull it together. Because my dad still tells me to this day, if it wasn't for me, he don't know how. I know our strength came from God,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew I had to be strong in order for my family to be strong.
That's right.
So my sister was able to, I'm sure it's the many days her and my dad, just cried and, couldn't believe it. But because my dad was like, you ain't walking around here crying and snotting all day, then how am I?
Yeah,
So
you're right. A lot of people, when they go through cancer, especially the chemo, they lose their hair. They have to cut their hair off because they already know it's basically going to come out. Did it, when they broke the news and told you had to do the chemo, did you let your hair fall out? Did you say, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and just cut it off because I don't want nobody to see me like that? Did you want to be isolated away from people? How did you actually feel?
well, actually, and again, funny thing you asked, I don't know why. I had always thought with cancer, your hair come out with radiation. I didn't know it was chemo. So I actually thought, because I wasn't initially going to tell my kids at the beginning. Because like I said, I wasn't going to tell them until, because at the time they were 13 and 7.
Wow.
What mom wants to break that type of news to their kids at those ages. And so once I found out, no, it was actually chemo, and then I had to take chemo first. I mean, at the time, I had long hair. I've always
Yep,
had
you
long
always
hair.
had
I
long,
always
pretty
had a
hair.
bunch of hair. But I didn't let my hair define me. Now, one thing I will say, I made sure I bought me some wigs, because I just couldn't walk around bald headed.
That's
I
right.
did. Me and my sister went wig shopping because she's my beautician. But prior to my hair actually falling out with the chemo, I went ahead and opted for a shorter look.
Got you.
And then, that way my kids could gradually see me. They wouldn't go from seeing me just long hair, then completely bald headed.
Got you.
So yeah.
And then I after you overcame the chemo and you end up beating the cancer, what was the things that actually went through your head when you actually beat this and you say, hey, look, my chemo is been done, my cancer has been beaten. If I'm not mistaken, every time a person actually beat cancer, they ring the bell, if I'm not mistaken. What is the purpose for that? I just wanted to make sure, because I see a lot of people ring the bell. What is for the people that don't know what that actually means?
Okay, so I actually rang the bell at the end of chemo and at the end of radiation.
Okay.
So it's just like a success for completing chemo. Chemo is hard, man. Like it's chemo actually not only does it kill the cancerous cells,
Mm-hmm.
but it also kills your good cells. So like after my first round of chemo, I actually ended up in the hospital for like a week.
Oh
Um,
wow.
my kids actually, Samaya actually had to call an ambulance. My heart was palpitating, and I was ill. And so I got to the hospital, and so because the chemo I had was so strong, I actually had to start taking a different drug the day after. So I would go to the hospital on Mondays for chemo. Then
Mm-hmm.
on Tuesdays I would have to go back to help boost my immune
System back up.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was hard. So when I got to ring that bell, and it was such a special moment because my not knowing, but my sister had arranged for some of my. I had a couple of aunts, a
Mm-hmm.
couple of cousins, my sister, my
Mm-hmm.
mom, and they all came up there that last round of chemo for me. They all had on Team Sophia T-shirts.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, and
Yes.
where I got to ring the bell, and that was such a special moment. But even though I was done with chemo, the cancer was still there. The
Mm-hmm.
cancer wasn't gone until I had the surgery in
Gotcha.
July.
And then I remember, and after you did that, that's when I saw like a transformation of your life, man. Talk show after talk show after talk show, and actually, one of the talk shows you went on, they actually gave you a car, and a lot of people they don't know that, and some people don't know the follow up. She drives that car. Let y'all know she drives that car. I see that car all the time. She got that baby all the way down the highway.
Yeah, Candy outside right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you ever reach back out to them and tell them thank you, or they follow up with you from the last time you went?
Oh, I mean, I follow them on Instagram and stuff like that, and typically around Breast Cancer Month, I repost some of my videos and stuff for pictures, and yeah, I mean, it was like people think when you say cancer, it's a death. Because,
Yep.
when we were younger and then before all the technology, that's literally what it was, like almost a death sentence.
Mm-hmm.
But cancer, not that I would wish it on anyone, but for me personally in my life, it opened so many doors. Like, I mean,
Yep.
like I said, like you said. And it like the drug I was telling you, the Neulasta that I was telling you about that I took, um, that was how I had never flown before, and I've gotten to travel the United States, talking on stage with other, breast cancer survivors.
Yes, I seen that.
I've made sisters, we pink sisters. I've
Gotcha.
made pink sisters. From California on to New York. Um,
Have you
all of
have you ever thought about having? It's a reason why I wanted you to come on this show. Have you ever thought about having your own show where you actually talk to people and other people that had breast cancer or any type of cancer? Have you ever thought about having that?
I've never thought about having my own show for that, but I have thought about having my own show because I do want to sit and talk football with people.
You so
I
football is you
love
want to have something like a little
love
nice little football thing.
Yeah, but I never thought about because I do like I have a breast cancer group that I'm in
Mm-hmm.
here in Houston,
Mm-hmm.
and we meet. Well, due to COVID, it's been limited, but we typically have lunch once a month,
Got you.
and we sit and talk, and just catch up with each other, motivate each other, inspire each other, and everything. But no, I had never thought about that. Now the goal also is to write my book.
Oh, you want to write a book?
I'm
Well, I
definitely going to write a book.
I can tell you this. You want to write a book.
Absolutely.
I am Kicks and Tricks and the Partition. We are going to help you write, and we're going to help you publish that book in the audio form, and we're going to help you publish it in the paper form. And you want that football show, I am going to grant you that football show. Kicks and Tricks, we're going to take our set and we're going to lend it to you so you can do that football show that you want to do. That will be taken care of. Everything will be paid. We're going to produce the show for you and everything. That's going to be all on us. We're going to make sure that. And on top of that, T. Carter couldn't be here, but he actually asked me, you will be the first person to get this shirt. You're the only person that has the Kicks and Tricks breast cancer shirt. This is from us at Kicks and Tricks to you. You're the first person to get it. Nobody got it yet. We ain't let nobody get that shirt. Yes. Yes. We made sure you got that shirt first. Nobody got it. You have it first. When you tell us the name of the show, we're going to actually produce that show for you. We'll be up under the partition. You let us know what day of the week you want it to come on. We'll make sure we have it. Now, I don't know if you want to have a co-host on there, if you want to do it by yourself. If you want a co-host on there, you want one of your friends, we'd be more than happy to help you do it. If you want me to come on and be a co-host with you, I'll be more than happy to be a co-host with you with no problem. But I do ask all my guests this. Who is your top 5 rap, R&B, gospel, jazz artists that you like? Dead or alive?
Okay. Cousin, number 1. Okay, do I want to start at 5 or do I want to start at 1? Let's see. Okay, well, I'm going to start at 1 because if anybody know me, unfortunately, if my pants wasn't as tight as they was, I would actually show you my tattoo. I have a tattoo, T-I-P, T-I.
I know she like Tip. I already know that. I know she like Tip.
There's nothing that you can, I like have tunnel vision when it comes to T.I. Like, I don't hear nothing else. Nothing else you could tell me. No arguing with me. Argue with your mama.
That's right.
What you do. I'm a huge fan of Zacardi Cortez.
Okay.
Gospel.
Okay.
R&B, I'm still a big 112 fan.
Okay.
I've been on, who can forget about UGK?
Man, yes.
Pop.
Everybody know me. They know.
I already know, cousin. I know. Yeah,
people don't know it. They know I'm a Tupac fan. Right. They know that.
You know, and then R&B. Like I said, 112. For the ladies, I would have to go probably with Mary.
Everybody love Mary J. Blige. Yeah. So what we do for the people that don't know, how can they actually follow you on Instagram and Facebook? Where can they find you?
Both my handles for both of them is just Safiya Hill.
Safiya Hill, okay.
Yeah. And that's SAF is in Frank, IYA, HILL.
Okay. Y'all make sure y'all follow Sophia. If y'all want to ask her any questions, I'm telling you, she has a show that's finna get ready to come out. It's finna be a sports show, so it's gonna you only want to cover football. That's it.
No, but that's predominantly. Like,
you want to do multiple sports?
No. I like basketball. I mean, I like basketball.
You gonna cover all sports?
No. I don't cover all sports because I don't watch no baseball or no hockey or no soccer. I don't watch none of that. Okay.
Baseball. You want basketball, football?
Yeah, I do a little basketball. Because I do keep up with a little basketball. You know, because
Okay. And what day of the week do you want your sports show to come on?
Let me work on that.
Okay. Now
the boy, I gotta get the boy situated because he's getting ready to actually try out for basketball.
Okay. Oh, that'll be cool. And we can work something out that we'll bring. Matter of fact, we're gonna bring him on Kicks and Tricks season 2. We're gonna bring him on, and I'm gonna let him be my little mini co-host on the second season. I'm gonna make sure I definitely pull that string, and he gonna be on there with me, and he can co-host with me. But we gonna make sure your sports show, it will, whatever you name it, we gonna make it happen, and that show is gonna be possible.
Yes, sir.
All right. Until next time, always remember, anything is possible. This is your boy Lil Ron. Until next time, we out. Peace.